In this video, we're going to look at absolute value and comparing integers. So absolute value is represented by two straight lines or parallel lines, and there's usually a number, an integer or rational number inside these two straight lines, or sometimes it's even an expression. So what is absolute value? Absolute value is the distance a number is from 0 on the number line. And we're going to use absolute value to find the sum of two integers, which would be our next lesson. So on the bottom here, I have examples of absolute value. I have, and I read this as, the absolute value of -4. So we want to know, when we simplify this little expression, how far is -4 from 0? Well, if I put it on the number line, -4 is right there on the number line, and then I would count, how far is -4 from 0? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So the absolute value of -4 is 4. Now let's look at the next example. Absolute value of 2. How far is 2 from 0? So let's change colors. Let's use a different color. How far is 2 from 0? 2 is 1, 2 spaces from 0, so the absolute value of 2 is 2. All right, let's try absolute value of 4. That's our next example. Absolute value of 4. 4 is now 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces away from 0. So the absolute value of 4 is 4. And then the last one would be -2. So let's use black for that one. -2 is how far from 0? It's 1, 2 spaces away from 0. So the absolute value of -2 is 2. Okay, something else that we can use absolute value for is to find the distance between 2 points on the number line. So if we have unlike signs, we would find the sum of the absolute values to find the distance between 2 points. So I have an example. I have -3 to -4. How many spaces are there between -3 and -4? So we can use our number line and plot the points -3 and +4 and count. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces. Now, the absolute values can be used by taking the sum of these 2 points and adding them together. So let's do that. Let's take the absolute value of -3 plus the absolute value of 4. And -3 would be 3, and the absolute value of 4 would be 4, and 3 plus 4 would be 7. So -3 and 4 are 7 spaces apart. Now, what do you do if you have like signs? Well, if you have like signs, you're going to find the difference of the absolute values. So now I want to say, how far is -9 and -4? How far apart are they? Well, if I put them on the graph and count the spaces, here's -9 and -4, and I count. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces apart. They are 5 spaces. So now, if I find the difference of the absolute values, that means difference means I'm going to subtract them. So the absolute value of -9 minus the absolute value of 4. The absolute value of -9 is 9, and the absolute value of 4 is 4. 9 minus 4 is 5. They are 5 spaces apart.